الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه المنتجبين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله أيها المسلمين. Today, inshallah, I will, as always, talk on Makarimul Akhlaq, the good conduct in Islam. ɗabi'u ƙwarai a cikin musulunci. Makarimul Akhlaq, as we have said, and it has been said a lot, good conduct, behaviors, human behaviors that one exposes to his fellow human beings and even to animals, even to non-humans. In Islam, Makarimul Akhlaq is the basic foundation of religion and the basic foundation of unity, even with regard to Tawheed. Because it's always Makarimul Akhlaq, society can stand on its solidly and achieve any developmental achievement that human being can achieve. Without Makarimul Akhlaq, people will be very selfish. They will be on rampage, killing each other for selfishness and for selfish desires. That is the reason why even in societies that are not Islamic, even if it is not for the sake of God, some content of Makarimul Akhlaq must be engaged, must be maintained in governmental runnings, in economic activities, and so on and so forth. Otherwise, no society can stand without Makarimul Akhlaq, even if it is not for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why it is desirous in Islam, if a Muslim acts Makarimul Akhlaq for the sake of Allah fi sabilillah, he will be rewarded. That's the reason why you see today in Western society, at least within themselves, they try to maintain some level of Makarimul Akhlaq regarding as demonstrative practices. In Europe today, even a common man can be able to face his leader and ask him, why so and why so? Why do you fail to do this or to do that for me? This is part of Makarimul Akhlaq because the leader listens to his subject. They are not doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but because Makarimul Akhlaq is scientific. The practice, the result of Makarimul Akhlaq is scientific. What is scientific is the absolute truth that nothing can be possibly be done without it. So without scientific facts that hold human society together, humanity cannot live. And that's the reason why even non-Islamic societies must maintain some level of Makarimul Akhlaq in their attitude. Some of the Makarimul Akhlaq that I have found here is الدعاء لأخيك بزهر الغيب أو بظهر الغيب. الدعاء لأخيك بظهر الغيب. You pray for your brother in his absence. One of the most important and useful characters, useful acts that benefits you as a human being is your prayer to your brother in his absence. Don't even allow him to know that you are praying for him. In this regard, there are some hadiths, according to hadith say, عن أبي إبراهيم بن عمر اليماني قال أبو عبد الله عليه الصلاة والسلام ما أكل مؤمنا فإنما يكرم الله ومن دعا لأخيه المؤمن دعا الله ادفع الله عنه البلاء ودر عليه الرزق. Abu Abdullah عليه الصلاة والسلام says, whoever honors his Muslim brother, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will honor him. Don't try to dishonor your brother. Some people can decide to dishonor their brothers. They talk against them. They try to bring them down, to bring their personality down. He is your Muslim brother. He can even be a Shia. Today in Nigeria, you can see a Shiite going after a Shiite in order to bring him down, even to create lies, to create some imputations against him without hujjah. Just because he's not in my group, he's IMN, he is not from IMN, he is from Rasul Azam, he is not from Rasul Azam. So therefore, whoever is not a member of Rasul Azam, I will chastise him, I will try to castigate him and bring his personality down. Or if he is not from IMN, you try to bring him down. These are practices that we have been told to go away from by Ayyamat Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wassalam. This other mu'min, your Muslim brother, will tantamount to committing a very big sin that can bring you down, you also bring you down. So in this hadith, Abu Abdullah says, whoever honors his Muslim brother, he honors Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will, that is if you want to have wealth, honor your Muslim brother. Because Abu Abdullah says, ما أكرم مؤمنا يكرمه الله ومن دعا لأخيه المؤمن دفع الله عنه البلاء وأدر عليه الرزق. Whoever honors his Muslim brother, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will honor him, and Allah will open the doors of wealth for him. Da ka kai ta sallah cikin dare, kai ta roƙon Allah, salatul layl, salatul nafila, kana roƙon Allah amma har yanzu kana cikin talauci. La Allah ka gwada girman ƴan uwanka mu'minai, inda kana tozarta su ka dan tozarta su. Ka gani za ka ga in kayi wannan da niyyar Allah ya girmama ka kuma buɗe mu hanyar ta arziki, to Allah zai buɗe mu hanyar arziki. وكم من يدعو الله سبحانه وتعالى ليلا ونهارا ولكن لا يرد نتيجة. لماذا؟ لأنه قد ترك شيئا أمره الله سبحانه وتعالى ألا يتركه. A lot of Muslims, you will pray your prayers. Because I met a Muslim brother, he was telling me, is it me only Allah so? Why should Allah treat me? Is it Allah again? Why? Because he might have lived something that he shouldn't have lived. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hold from him ijaba. So this is from Abu Abdullah. What Makarimul Akhlaq is honoring your Muslim brother. If you take what is happening today in Nigeria, even between the Shiites, you will say many of the Shiites are not working with this hadith. Abdullah Shazima is among those who are engaged in, argumentative discussions. I said argumentative. I don't say dishonoring. Argumentative discussions. So this kind of argumentative discussions can sometimes lead to dishonoring your Muslim brother in the eyes of your enemies. We also engage in those kind of discussions, but we have to be careful. Another hadith says, وقال عليه الصلاة والسلام دعا المؤمن للمؤمن بظهر الغيب بظهور الغيب يدفع عنه البلاء ويدر عليه الرزق. For a mu'min to pray for his mu'min brother, for his Muslim brother, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cure from you, will take away from you bala. Maybe you are met, somebody has taken receipt for, against you. Somebody has taken, a position in order to harm you. By mere praying for your brother, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you protection. Maybe you are to be kidnapped by kidnappers tomorrow. When you try to honor your brother for praying for him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect you from those kidnappers. Maybe you are to have road accident today or tomorrow. By praying for your brother, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take away that kind of bala from you. Maybe you are to lose some money. Maybe you are to lose your business. Maybe you are supposed to be dismissed from working place. By praying for your brother without his knowledge, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you protection. Bandits will not come to you. You will not be dismissed from your working place. You will not lose money. You won't have accident. And some ahadith it is said this prayer, it is recommended that in Salatul Layl, Nawafil al-Layl, Yawm al-Layl, Salatul Tahajjud, I believe inshallah most of us here do rise up in the night to pray Salatul Tahajjud. After Salatul Witr, you are expected to pray for 70 or 40. In some riwayat, most of the riwayat they talk about 40 mu'min. And that's the reason why you are required to write the names of those you will be praying for them. In the night, at your last prayer, in your qunut, pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah is اغفر للإمام الخميني, Allah اغفر لسيد Khamenei, to 40 people. And you yourself, wallahi, if you do that, you'll be a kind of softness, a kind of luminous in your heart, a kind of, sweetness in your heart if you are able to do this kind of prayers. 40 mu'min or 70. It is there in Da'u Salihin. If you do that prayer, you name the names of 40 Muslims or 70 Muslims, then you complete with that prayer after saying salam, you complete with that prayer in Da'u Salihin. It is in the first page of Da'u Salihin, you will see that prayer. So praying for a moment, it is a very, very powerful weapon, defensive weapons. It is a weapon of attractiveness for the things of dunya, and also it will give you the maghfirah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is said in some of this hadith, if you are praying to your mu'min, whether in the Salatul Tahajjud or normally in any hour you want, sit down, you pray for 40 mu'minun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will also give you your own wishes, even if you do not ask Allah your wish, because Allah knows your wishes. So, ko dan uwanka mumini addu'a yana da kyau. Cikin dare ko da rana ka nemi addu'a, ka nemi Allah ya gafarta musu zunubansu, hatta da wanda kake faɗa da shi ka roki Allah ya gafarta mishi. I have seen this issue of praying for a moment. I have seen it practically. I've not seen I know God, but in prison I met with a boy, he's mobile policeman. He became, through me, he came to know about Al-Huda. So he called me when he came out of prison. He said a woman in his house who is a friend to his mother, she had him reciting Dua Kumaili. Once she had him. So that woman, she came to die. She fell sick. So when she fell sick, she told the mother of this boy that she should call that her son for her. When his mother called him, she asked him to read her that prayer she had him one day reciting, Dua Kumaili. He told me, when he read Dua Kumaili for her, she was on her bed trying to die. The moment he finished, then she breathed her last breath. Wallahi, that boy also, one day he came to die, he called him. He also, his death came, he told me to read the same Dua Kumaili for him. When I read, I was wondering, because that boy was about to die. He was even what you call gargara. But when I read Dua Kumaili for him and one of Imam Jafar Sadiq, I wonder how Abu Bakr came back. Just like nothing was wondering, nothing was harming him. He became normal, talking to me normal from the phone. Because he was in Gongola, I read it to him through telephone. He was talking very confidently, very composed, very confident. Somebody who was confident of where he was going. Just within 5 minutes, his elder sister called me. She told me, Wallahi, Abu Bakr died. He died. I tested that to somebody else. So praying for somebody in his absence is very, very marvelous and it's very, very strong. Pray for your brother in his absence. That's the reason why it is very important and compulsory for us today to pray regarding what has happened today in the world. regarding what is happening to our brothers in Iran. For the last 200 years, my brothers, no record has been recorded that Muslim Ummah has been maltreated. I would say an act of disgrace has been done against Islamic Ummah, like what happened last Saturday. The leader of the Muslim Ummah, Sayyid Ali Khamenei, who spent his life for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is one of the first, when you talk about Islamic unity, Sayyid Ali Khamenei is the only Muslim alim in the Shia world who sat down and translated Fizlal al-Quran, Tafsir Fizlal al-Quran of Sayyid Qutb from Baqarah to Nas, from Arabic to the Persian language. He is the only alim. He suffered for Islamic Ummah, for the unity of this Ummah. He gave his set of assistance to Muslims wherever they are, whether Sunni or Shia, even non-Muslims. Even non-Muslims, he gave his assistance to them. But unfortunately, somebody, a najis, somebody like Netanyahu or Trump, who are accused, who have been betrayed, who have been seen in this Joffrey file, who raped 8-year-old girls, they ate human flesh, they drank human blood, they committed all sorts in this world. The last, the most humiliated person in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are not Christians, they are not followers of good religion of Christianity, neither the religion of Judaism. They are followers and worshippers of Satan, the Baal. They decided, he alone, to take position and give order that the leader of Muslim Ummah should be killed, and he was killed. Not only the leader of the Muslim Ummah, the son of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ali Khamenei, was the representative of Ibrahim al-Khalil. He was the representative of Musa Kalimullah. He was the representative of Isa Ruhullah. He was the representative of Nuh Nabiyullah. He was the representative of Muhammad Rasulullah and Amir Mu'min Ali. But in front of our eyes, in the daylight, a religious man ordered for his massacre, and he was massacred, and nothing will happen. While Muslim Ummah is over 1 billion people in the Islamic Ummah, but a leader of such caliber has been massacred, assassinated, and even today, Trump is saying, I heard him, he needs total surrender. Muslims must surrender. And all of the things you saw them, they are raising that flag. They said that Allah, the name of Allah must be erased in the Iranian flag. Islam should be erased. And I believe some of us have seen some complaints forwarded, submitted by 200 American Marines. Because they are not Christians, they are informed that this war is a war that Jesus asked Trump to wage against Muslims. So it is a war against Islamic Ummah. It is a war against Kalimat la ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When we were young, we were hearing this kind of deaths are coming. I don't know these deaths are coming when one is alive. These deaths have today arrived in our lifetime, and we are witnesses of this kind of atrocities that is happening. And they have concluded they will never live heating Iran, they will never live killing Iranians, they will never live killing Muslims today in Iran till in the next 4 weeks, and they are sure they must win. They will erase Islam, they will erase anything Islam. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Muslims are obliged to pray. But at this point, is it prayers only Muslims will do? I don't know. Maybe here we have listened about this prayer. Allah don't know what I'm saying. My brothers, we should not be discussing this issue of what's happened in the Middle East. We just sit down to say, Allah, this area. Then we go without taking serious step, serious time. Let us take serious time on our own. My brother, stand up in the night by 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Make sure you stand in the night, bring any kind of dua, that crashing prayers. Saham al-Layl, dua Saham al-Layl. We need prayers such as Saham al-Layl. Saham al-Layl is different. Saham al-Layl means a prayer, destructive prayers. Not only to pray, Allah may you protect. No, let's recite destructive prayers. There are a lot of destructive prayers in the Adaiya of Ahlul Bayt. Asrar. One of the Muslim brothers saying this kind of dua. He said that Abbas in the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Kafi, إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات إن الله لا يضيع أجر المحسنين. If there is any group of Muslims who can sit down, 10 people is enough. Bring the Holy Quran. When bring the Holy Quran, start from Surah Al-Hamd. Any verse, for example, if you say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, read this verse. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات إن الله لا يضيع أجر المحسنين. إن الله لا يضيع أجر ما أحسن عمله. إن الله لا يضيع أجر ما أحسن عمله. Every verse of the Holy Quran, you read this verse that I'm saying. My brothers, we are going to market. Some is going to football field. Some of us going to schools. Why can't we do what we used to do in the 80s? Let us get a group of Muslim brothers. We make one group. Whether here in the center, we do this kind of prayers, destructive prayers that will destroy these people. Let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroy them today. Ba mu da wani amfani, amfanin mu shine mu yi abin da zai, saboda mu aka lakatul jinni wal insa illa li abudini. Allah ya ce ban halarci mutum da aljanni ba face sai su bauta mini. Saboda haka mu nemo ina addu'o'i na halaka. Tabayyana abi lahabi, mu gwada su kansu, alamun tare kaifa, ka zauna a karanta alamun tare kafa dubu da niyyar Allah ya halaka wa'annan kafarin mushrikan mujrimai. Kada mu je mu ɓata lokaci kawai kasuwa, ko mu ɓata lokaci a makaranta, ko mu ɓata lokaci a wani abu can, muna wasa ba tare da mun ɗauki lokaci ba. Mu cire wannan a matsayin lokaci mu ba Allah awa biyu, awa ɗaya cikin tsakar dare. Kullum mu tabbatar tun yanzu sun ce sun ba musulmi awa nan da sati hudu. Trump sun ce dole ne za su ruguza Iran nan da sati hudu. Za su kashe mayan malamai, tun ne malamai such as Ayatollah Jawad Amuli and the other Maraji, they gave fatwa 2 days ago cewa wa'ancan jinsu halitta saboda sun kashe shugaban musulmin duniya. Lokacin manzon Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam da tabu da Holy Prophet Muhammad, only one woman was mistreated by a Jew. They were all punished. The leader of the Muslim Ummah was massacred, he and his wife and his children. Wallahi, I have never thought it would be possible. I have never thought it would be possible. I know everybody will die, but I have never thought that it will be possible for anybody to think of coming to kill Ayatollah Khamenei. But he has been killed. An kashe shi. So, at least, since we can't physically assist, let us assist with prayers. And the serious prayers, not only we'll discuss and then we'll go, mu ce Allah kyauta. That will not be. A samu kungiyoyin mutane, a yi kungiyoyin masallatai, gidaje, ko da kai da matanka da ‘ya'yanka, ku zauna ku karanta Yasin, Allah da niyyar Allah ya halaka wa'annan mutane din. Alamun tana kai kafa dubu, Allah ya halaka su. Ta bayyana kafa dubu, Allah ya halaka su. Duk ba zai fi awa ɗaya, ba zai wuce awa ɗaya ba, ya ishe ka. so da'al mu'min lil mu'min wani abu ne mai girma yanzu amma wannan addu'a ba ma ta wai ba na option bane ba na zabi ba na choice bane ya zama wallahi dole gare mu don wallahi duk wanda ke son ya samu rahmar Allah ko wanda ke son ya zama cikin waɗanda annabi zai so su dole ne in ba zai iya shiga yaƙi fi zaka libakan wanga al'amari Allah kallan mara amunkan munkaran fa la ga yurbi yadi fa annu yastadi fa bi qalbi fa bi lisani fa bi qalbi a qalbi wannan Allah kallan shine wannan addu'a da zamu yi sannan ku sani kuma da gangan yahuda suka kawo wahabiyanci saboda wannan rana ta yau domin musulmi suna da asararu akwai mai sirrin da yau in yadda ka tsawa kowa zai faɗi kwanci akwai sirrin na maganin bindiga akwai mai sirri kala-kala da sauransu yanzu nan su ɗin ma sai da suka yi amfani da asirar suka nemi tauraro ranar asabar in kun lura ba su kai hari sai asabar ko talata wannan ranaku su ne idan ana so a kai hari a ci nasara ka kashe makiyinka ake amfani da taurari da ke tuye taurarin sama a kai ka nemi sa'a ran asabar sai da suka yi amfani da wannan dama wannan ilimi ne jama'a musulmi da yahudi da kirista da wanda kwas same shi zai ci nasara kamar ilimi ne na likitanci kamar ilimi ne na injiniyanci duk wanda ya san shi ko ne ke zagin Allah zai ci nasara zai yi amfani da shi yanzu ai baro su da Allah amma ilimi ne suke da shi na kimiyya yasa suka shugaban musulmi na duniya baki ɗaya kuma ga musulmi wannan shine wakilin manzon Allah yau an kashe wakilin manzon Allah kuma ga musulmi zaune so dole ne mu tayi wa'annan addu'o'i mu neme su ku shiga ƙauyuka inda malaman zore da wa duk wanda ke don magani na jifa magani na jifa a jefi wa'annan azzalumai kafirai mushrike kuna da hanya ta maganin ƙarfe musulmi kuna da hanya ta menene gashi nan what does that mean? No, he's not lost. He hears what I'm saying. You have to learn. He understands what I'm saying. Maybe Malan Dauda, I can say sorry for you, but for him, he knows what I'm saying. Whatever. No, Haji Dauda can be excused, but for Sheikh to say he's lost. So Allah Ayhalem, what I was saying, Madam Doda, let us go and search for this Madan Asra. I'm not going to, you see, my problem is that me, I have understand. You see, the Shia world, we have a lot of prayers that nobody has. But what I think, this is my own conclusion, what I observe. You see, both these scientific discoveries, when you talk of Newton, Graham, Einstein, and all those who discovered scientific formulas in science, and the people who create asrar, they are all philosophers. Both asrar and the scientific discoveries come from people of philosophy. Because it is a philosopher who will sit down and arif. Because all Urfa are philosophers. They have philosophy. All Urfa, they have philosophy. They know Bismillah ar-Rahman, Ba'u Bismillah ar-Rahman. Ibn Abbas says, Amir ibn Ali taught him Tafsir Bismillah ar-Rahman for 2 weeks. Just dot of Ba. 2 weeks he was translating it for him. Because in Ba, you have a lot of secrets. You have a lot of secrets that you can turn into bomb shells. You have a lot of secrets in Ba Bismillah that you can destroy somebody far away from you. So what I'm saying, we have to pray for our brothers. This prayer now is more than we just say, may God help. No, let us go out and find this prayer, spread the prayers to the Yehud. At least, that's what we can do. So therefore, Muslim brothers, please, we try to pay attention to this one. This is a reality. Hakika ce dole ne ya kamata mu tahi tsaye mu nemi abin da kamata mu nema. Domin Allah akalla, I am sure if we can sit down to recite Quran 1 million times, to say the Quran with 70,000 times with the intention, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah is going to destroy the kuffar. As far as Mahdi is coming, alayhi salatu wasalam, these people cannot succeed. But at least let us do our own also. So we are talking on a mu'min to pray for his first for his brother mu'min. When you pray for your brother mu'min, in his absence, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will solve your problem. Allah will protect you from calamities. Allah will also open the doors of wealth for you. So if you want to become rich, if you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to deflect from you calamities, if you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect you and give you abundance in your life, pray for your Muslim brother in his absence. This is a hadith from Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam. I here, because I don't want to read another hadith, I want to say, because sincerely speaking, I understand when we talk about Asura, we just laugh and go away. But I want my brothers to please take it serious. May I ask please, who can read Surah Al-Baqarah Yasin 40 times here? Is there anybody who can spare time to read Surah Yasin 41 times? Just one, well, maybe one person or two persons. My brothers, please, I'm calling your attention. Saeed, please, Mala Saeed, please pay your attention here. Don Allah ina so in wannan abu din. Don Allah kuma yi kokari mu haddace shi mu wasu su gwada. Let some of us please test this one. Somebody give this sir. Me, I'm doing it personally. But let some brothers also take it. He says, when you recite, when you do 2 rak'at, nafila, Fatiha, Qul Huwallahu, Fatiha, Qul Huwallahu, 2 rak'at. You do salam, you do istighfar 100 times, Salatul Nabi 100 times, with intention of praying Allah to protect Iran and give Iran victory over the infidels. And may Allah destroy those Yahud worshippers of Satan. You can name them, you can name their leaders, you should name their leaders. Then you recite Surah Yasin. When you come to Makarimul Kun, you stop at Kun. I've been mentioning this, but sometimes people will just laugh. They think it is just a joke. You stop at Kun. Then you recite Wahila Bainahum wa Bain ma Yashtahun. You know what they said? They gave themselves forward to destroy Iran. This is their program. So this verse, Wahila Bainahum wa Bain ma Yashtahun. The meaning of verse, I think we know the name of it, that they have been protected, they have been prevented to get what they want to get. So if you come to this, you stop at kun, then you recite Wahila Bainahum wa Bain ma Yashtahun, either 1,111 or 4,444. Then you pray to Allah, Allah destroy so person, so country, so group, so society. Then you say fayakun. That's that. Then you complete the yasin. Please, my brothers, let us include this one among the prayers, because he said, whoever does this, it is very, very powerful to tie somebody from getting what he intends to get. It is one of those powerful prayers. When you reach kun, you stop at kun, then you read 1,111. Or otherwise, there is this one that we have mentioned before. You recite Dua al-Masajur 10 times. Then you pray your prayers, then you say Fayakun. Then you complete Let us recite all these kind of prayers and distract prayers against these people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroy the enemies of Islam. May Allah protect the Huda Islamiyya in Iran. May Allah protect the leaders of the Huda Islamiyya. May Allah protect the allies of the Huda Islamiyya, including ourselves down here. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the same way we have been made to test a terrible agony in this month of Ramadan. May Allah test us, make us to test the sweetness of of surur in this month of Ramadan by defeating the enemies of Islam. And this, may Allah not allow this Ramadan to pass without the enemies have been defeated, have been castigated, have been subjugated. May Allah show us this day in this month of Ramadan. Inshallah, it will come to pass. وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين.